The travel industry has done well in leveraging all the consumer-connected devices and technologies to help make travel planning that much easier for travelers. Now, we've already heard it today, and we've heard it in the news and media. The next device or technology that is getting all the hype are digital assistants. So now I'm going to ask the question, where do digital assistants fit in travel planning? Now, consumers have been used to planning travel online for a number of years, but this connection has started early on from phones to the internet to mobile to now where most travelers have multiple devices to stay connected. But there was a phase, and we're still going through it, where travelers needed to learn to use mobile. You can see on this chart behind me, the mobile share of online travel bookings has been growing at a steady rate in both the US and Europe. However, it's still not the majority because travelers still do a lot of booking on their PCs. Consumers in both US and Europe, they had preconceived notions on how to book travel. It was introduced online with a computer at home. You don't do it when you're moving on the go on this small smartphone, yet year after year, more and more money is spent on mobile. However, these are not the leaders in mobile travel booking. As we've already heard today, that belongs to China. Chinese travelers did not have these notions. They did not learn to book travel on a computer at home. Most of them experienced the internet first on smartphones. So when they got a smartphone in their hand, doing things online was normal, whether it was booking travel or making any type of purchase. But as we introduce digital assistants, it'll be a learning curve for all travelers because they have already been mobile for some time. But in focusing on booking, we're doing a disservice to mobile. The power of mobile is that it's always with the traveler. And as we can see, over 60% of German, French, and British travelers take their smartphone with them when they're traveling because staying connected matters. They want to talk to their friends, their families, and not only that, they want to do things online while they're in a destination, whether it's looking up maps, connecting on social, or finding out what to do. And now the device, the smartphone, gave them this ability. It's really that travel companies came in, and mobile first ones especially, and saw things that consumers kind of needed but wasn't evident, like booking a taxi on your phone without calling or raising your hand in the middle of the street. You're able to open up your phone and track it to you. Or booking a hotel the same day you need it with 1 or 2 clicks. This is something that we've been able to track as the smartphone has developed, because before then, the percentage was so low. Further, something that inconveniences many travelers, tracking prices. Travelers do not like having to go to multiple websites every single day to make sure they get the best price, so a company introduced something that made that easier by giving them the ability to tell them when it was the best time to book. And what these companies did was they found something that was easy for consumers, and they made it even easier. That's what a good innovation does. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. It finds something that someone might not even know they need and makes them need it. So when I mentioned that digital assistants are next, they're not what's next after mobile. That's an incorrect phrase of the question. Mobile is not going anywhere. Mobile still is innovating, and more European travelers and US will still book on mobile. What digital assistants are is the next layer growing with mobile. And we see that European travelers are already actively using a digital assistant. Over a third are using it more than a week, whether it be voice or chat-based. But the uses are very basic. They're asking questions that come with a simple answer. What is today's weather? If you put your scheduling information, they might ask it for their flights or anything else they have on their schedule. And if they're a little adventurous, they might make some small consumer purchases, like rebuying some paper towels. And this trend is also holding true in the travel space. We see that the top responses among European travelers are searching for hotels, searching for flights, finding information in their destination, but not many transactions. These are not what travelers are doing on digital assistants yet. And as you can already assume, the majority of European travelers do not use digital assistants. And the reason is, just like mobile shifted from PC, digital assistants are asking us to do another switch. Mobile phones, tablets, and even some TVs taught us to touch our devices. They taught us to swipe them and interact with them. Babies will do this because when they play with tablets, and they'll do it on magazines thinking it's a tablet. Voice is asking us to pick up our heads and speak to our device as it was a conversation, not have to touch and interact. It's a new interaction that will take time to grow. And European travelers are interested. And we see the greatest interest is for in-destination actions. That research phase of the funnel, when they get somewhere and they want to know what activities are around, what recommendations and what activities should they do. And they're more likely to be interested to do these actions on their smartphone device. More European travelers own a smartphone than an in-home device, and they're more likely to use it every day. And then you can see now on the chart, as we go down the travel funnel for shopping and booking, the percentage of European travelers who are interested in these activities drop. Because shopping and booking takes a little more thought and decision-making than research. Research gives you the information and you could quickly go and do it if you want. Whereas shopping and booking, you need to make a choice that has either money or something attached to it. And when online travel was introduced to European consumers, it was introduced as comparing items side by side. And for European travelers, this is important. Over 49% of European travelers believe comprehensive results are important. Now, this is something digital assistants cannot do. They will return a personalized set of results. If you have a screen attached, they'll show up on your screen or they'll tell it to you. But travelers also view trusted results as important and ease of use. And this is something they view as important on their PCs and on their mobile phones in shopping, booking, in all phases of the travel funnel. This is something digital assistants can bring. The trust will come from the travel industry itself. Just like the industry built trust online, they will build it through this phase where recommendations come personalized for the traveler. And ease of use is developing every day. These systems learn through natural language, and as more and more consumers use them and have these devices in their home, they will become smarter and stronger for their help. And then the place where we kind of believe that these devices will really latch on to travelers is in destination. We already saw in the earlier chart, the travelers were more interested to use it while in destination for research. And the reason is technology has become their new concierge. We can see here when we ask European travelers, how do they find things out in destination? Well, they do it on their smartphone. They're not asking the staff of the hotel, they're not asking their Airbnb host, and they're definitely not stopping random people on the street. They're looking at their phones at maps, reviews, and social media for pictures. So the idea of the digital assistants that could come into this area of the industry is very easy, because now as travelers keep using them when they're home, or they start buying smart speakers, we see that smart speakers keep increasing among consumers. They will expect this when they travel. They will start asking their phones questions while they're looking at the scenery instead of looking down. And digital assistants will just be the next step of this connection cycle. We see it keeps on growing. And digital assistants will then be just another additive. They will be in your cars, they will be in travelers' appliances, and on their phone and their smart speakers. And why do we believe that this is a strong area for consumers to start thinking about travel? Is because it changes the way we interact with technology. Now with digital assistants, the technology is learning from us, the human. We can speak naturally. We don't need to think in terms like search engines made us think years ago, that we have to go fact-based statements. Height of Eiffel Tower. Now we can ask our technology a question. I need a flight to Amsterdam. And then you follow that up with another question. How much is extra legroom? It turns our technology into a conversation-based system that humans naturally want to do. We don't talk to people in conversations in terms of facts. We ask questions and we develop answers and we think background information. And this is what our technology is learning to do. And the onus now becomes on the technology to learn from us. We're not learning from the technology. And this is why we believe digital assistants will become that next phase in the connection for consumers when learning about travel. Thank you, and have a good rest of your evening.